Association. Um, I am I'm having a bit of a rant this morning, and I'm hoping that you are having a if you're half term, you're having a good half term. And I'm just checking we are live. Okay. I want to talk this morning about something that I've been following over the last few weeks and months, something that's been around for quite a while. It's a hugely controversial case, enormously controversial case. And I've been watching with kind of eagle legal eyes on it. But today, I really want to talk about the implications of this decision and a bit of a reflection on where we are in this country with these sorts of issues. So the case I am talking about is the Shamima Begum case, who you will have heard of, you will have seen in the press, you will have seen all over. And she was groomed with two other friends, and left the country as a teenager to join ISIS. She was 15. And as a government, it was recognised that she'd been groomed. As a country, we recognised she'd been groomed. The press was full of these three girls who'd been radicalised into leaving the country to go and join ISIS. Two of the girls came back. I'm not entirely sure of the time frame on there, but Shamima didn't. And she's come to the fore in the last year or so around her wanting to come back to the UK. Now, her case is her case, and I'm not really going to comment on the legal issues around all of that. But what I am going to comment on is where we are with this, because her case, in terms of recognition as a teenager that she was groomed, to her treatment and as an adult, is not unique. And actually, I think we are not great in this country at recognizing that if they're a victim as a teenager, they're still a victim as an adult. And what happens is we end up with teenagers being groomed, being radicalized, being drawn into county lines, being drawn into all sorts of exploitation. And we gradually stop seeing them as victims, and they end up being seen as perpetrators and are treated as such. And to some extent, I get that, because what often happens in these scenarios is, if you're looking at county lines cases or exploitation cases, there's an expectation as part of that process that they will recruit and they will bring in. And this is what happens. But what we really struggle with in this country is that whole issue of teenagers being groomed to take certain action and then being treated as adults, criminals, perpetrators at a later date. And I really struggle with this. And I get that the law is the law. I'm a lawyer. The law is the law. We have to uphold it. Absolutely. But family law, law in relation to child protection, it is not black and white. There's lots of shades of grey in there. There's lots of shades of are they, aren't they? How do we support them? Lots around supporting families, supporting teenagers to come out of that world, or to at least find a way through it. That's not the way the criminal world works. And it's certainly not the way that when you're dealing with issues of national security, that we deal with things. It's a very black and white situation. Are they a risk or aren't they? Did they commit it or didn't they? Certainly with criminal law, you are looking at beyond reasonable doubt. With anything to do with civil, and certainly family law and child protection, we're working on the balance of probabilities. Two very different burdens of proof. But behind all of that, there's still a family, there's still a child, there's still a young person who has been groomed, who has been harmed, who has been abused. And I think there is so much more work that needs to be done to try and lessen the starkness between the support they get under 18 and the drop off that happens over 18. We see it within child protection, we see it within mental health support. We need to see it here. We need to keep recognizing that if somebody starts off as a victim, they don't stop being a victim. They are recruiting, yes, but they're doing it because they've been victimized. They're doing it because they've been drawn in. They're doing it because they've been groomed. And that's the bit that we really, really struggle with. I don't have the answer. I don't know what the answer is. I do think we need to be much more holistic in the support and services we offer. What that looks like, I don't honestly know. But I just felt really strongly this morning that I needed to share that with you. Let me know what you think. Let me know. Do you think I'm completely way off base here? And do I need to pipe down? Or do you have similar thoughts? Do you have similar views? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think here. Am I out on a limb here on my own? And I will totally accept that if I'm out on a limb on my own. But I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know your thoughts in relation to this. So let me know. Let me know in the comments below.